Okay, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Mr. Conrad. Good morning, Bless, Ibrahim, Ira, Safar, Victor. Good morning, everybody. As we were actually working yesterday, we were trying to walk through technical analysis, and I was explaining to you the importance of support resistance. And today we are going to continue with the different element before we combine the two. So before we be able to combine support and resistance together, I'll prefer that I walk you through other technical elements first. So in today's lesson, I'll be talking about the importance of trend line and how you can utilize it for your own benefit. So when I talk about trend line, I'm going to explain to you in details what they mean. So let's go. What are trend lines? Trend lines are either they are simple diagonal lines that could actually um, serve or control the market to the upside or to the downside. So we can either have an uptrend line where the market can always come, bounce on that line, goes up. Where we can always have a scenario where the market comes, bounce on the line, so a trend line will serve as a point of entry for new trade. An uptrend line will serve as a support. So it's another way of drawing support and resistance, but diagonally. We're also going to have in return what we call a downtrend line. A downtrend line is basically a line that will guide price downward. That means it will guide the graphic downward. And it will help us to provide to us new entry points, like to sell the market, new entry points to sell the market. So the trend line is the oldest trading secret that you ever learn about. That means it's the oldest trading secret that you will always learn about. Unlike support and resistance, trend lines are divided into three categories. We have the first, the second, and the third category. The first category trend lines are basically trend lines that can be drawn on the 1 week, that is the 1 week, the 1 day, we have also the average trend lines that can be drawn on the 4 hours, on H4, and down to H1. Down to H1. We also have the week trend lines that we can identify on the 1 hour downward, 1 hour, 30 minutes, down to 1 minute. So when I means that a trend line is weak, I doesn't mean that I don't know, but when I say a trend line is weak, it simply means that a trend line can easily be broken. When I say it's strong, it means that it can really give long-term opportunity. When I say it's average, it means that it can give average term opportunities. So drawing the trend lines have some rules. For me to draw a trend line, I must be able to spot two diagonal points on my chart, either a higher point or a higher low. So for example, if I take these 2 points on this chart, if I can draw a support line here, you are going to see that basically you realize that these 2 points, let me say this is point B and this is point A. So point B is higher than point A, and it means that a trend line can be drawn here. But if I take behind here, point 1, point 2, and point 3, if I do draw a support and resistance line there, you will realize that there is no point, either point 2, point 3, or point 4 is neither higher than than 0.1. So 0.3, 0.2, and 0.1, they are similarly in the same level. And in such levels, we are going to draw support and resistance. And so we can also draw another support resistance here, because these 2 points where the market actually went up are simply at the same level, But if you want to look at this again, I just want to show you what a trend line really means. If I want to look at this point up here again, I will see that it's higher than this other point low. And I will create another point A and point B. So let's say this is point A plus, for example, and this is point B plus. And what I'm going to say is, we can basically draw a trend line from point A to point B and from point A plus to plus B plus. Because drawing a trend line, we need at least 2 points of adjacent levels. Now, when we are drawing a trend line that is guiding the market up, we are going to be meeting up higher height. And when we are drawing a trend line that is actually taking the market down, we are going to be hitting on lower low. Because what I expect when I'm drawing a trend line is, if I'm drawing an uptrend line, let me show you, for example. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If I'm drawing an uptrend line, for example, I expect to have it on a chart like this, on a line like this. Let's say that this is what the market does. You see that this height, anytime it hits on a trend line, it produces a height that is higher than the previous height. You see? So when it's going up, we talk about higher height. And when it's coming down, when the trend line is coming down, we talk about the lower lows. So to draw an uptrend line, we need at least 2 adjacent points. So if I take this trend line here, the trend line tool is in the second box of this toolbox here. You see trend line, you can start it. That's the trend line. If I put it on this first point here, and I'll have to put it on the tips of the candles. On the tips of the candles, that means on the wicks, the tips of the wicks. So if I take a trend line here, for example, I can pass it across here. Now I'll extend the line, and I'll tell you the purpose of this line. The purpose of this line is simply that I use 2 points of past actions, because it's a technical analysis is basically past price action. When we're talking about technical analysis, we are talking of history that is simply repeating itself. So market can come back down and bounce here like this. They can come and bounce back on this trend line. So anybody selling Euro USD have an idea that Euro USD could be respecting the trend line, and he or she is going to wait for price to hit on the trend line. So that will be the power of the trend line, because I want to understand how far price can go. Again, up here, I can also put a line, and I'll be able to cut off and draw a trend line from this perspective. And you can now see that this likely form what we call a triangle. A triangle also is one of the trading patterns that you are going to see. A triangle is one of those trading patterns that you're going to see. So for example, if I am a trader and I find something in this zigzag manner, right? I will just know that the market is coming down at least to this trend line. I can easily identify where the market is going to. So this is what I can deduce from a higher time frame, that is a weekly chart. So on this weekly chart, I just deduce that Euro USD has been moving inside a triangle. And now, what can I do as a trader? I can now switch down to smaller time frames. This is a weekly, and I can easily read the future of this market. So if somebody tells me to buy Euro USD where it is right now, I will tell the person, no, I cannot buy Euro USD here. Even though there is a support zone there, I think that there is another support zone which is better than where price is. Because remember, every bank and every financial institution want to buy a market as low as possible and want to sell the market as high as possible. So if there is a support zone here because of this structure, and this black line is a support structure, and Euro USD is acting on it, this green line, this green structure, this green line is a better support and resistance structure than the black one, because the green one is lower than the black one, and every institution will be looking to buy Euro USD at a more cheaper price than where it is now. So a better buy position will be best if we move down a little bit. So if you look at this already, you have in mind that it is not really the time to sacrifice a lot buying Euro USD because of your bigger time frame analytics. You just saw that Euro USD is still going to go down a little bit more. And with this, you can now realize that technical analysis don't just depend on support and resistance, but it also has to do with pretty much more, a lot of things as well. I will show you the effect of these trend lines on this particular chart. Look at point one where I just encircled. Look at point two. You see, market came on point one, then came and created point two, and a diagonal line was created. When it came back to create, when it came back the second time, it created a third point that has led this market to fall. And that is the power of trend line. Trend lines are so powerful in such a way that if you understand and you can spot them out on your chart, you can definitely make money from trend lines. Okay, as I've said, if I do understand how I have drawn this trend line on the weekly chart, I can now switch down maybe to a 1 hour chart to look for an entry to continue selling my market. Trend lines can be used in every time frame. And the first thing about technical analysis is to set up a foundation. Because if you ask me on this 1 hour chart that what am I expecting from Euro USD, I will tell you that based on what I've seen, I am expecting Euro USD to go down further to this green line down here. So what I'll be doing on this chart as a trader is look for an entry. That means to analyze the 1 hour chart in such a way that maybe I can find a sell opportunity. So for here, if we like here, for example, I have a trend line. There's a trend line that goes up here like this because of point one and point two. And I think again, there's another trend line that I can take. That means any point that is higher or lower than another point can be used to draw a trend line. So there is no, or I can say there is no particularity when you are trying to draw a trend line. There is no major particularity. So, but in fact, there is some protocols. So if I want to draw a trend line here, it's pretty much possible because you also see the effect of the trend line. And this is something you need to develop the skill of doing. So you can realize that here we had markets that bounces here, point two here was created, and the market keep bouncing on that line. It means that there's a diagonal resistance on that structure. You see here, this create point two, and market bounce again on that line, market bounce again on the line, market bounce again on the line, market bounce again, market is trying to bounce on this line. But as a smart trader, I do understand that the market can start selling from here. But being a smart and a more responsible trader, I will prefer selling Euro USD at a higher price here at this other green line, because around there have two supply zones. and one is less higher than the other. That means I will always like give priority to the highest price when I want to sell a chart, and I'll give priorities to the lowest price in that area when I want to buy a chart. So I always like think a little bit more. Uh, I think a little bit more. What can I say? I like to always think a little bit more exceptional, like giving priority to the highest price and the lowest price. So because I know from the higher time frame that Euro USD still have a way down, then I will then come on a 1 hour time frame and wait that if price goes up to this green trend line, I'm going to sell. So basically, that's what like trend lines are really all about. And there is a technique of trading trend lines. Normally, when I'm able to spot out a trend line, like let me say I draw a trend line here, for example, and the market is going up. The first trading technique for a trend line is what we call the bounce technique. That means traders will wait for the market to come back and bounce on a trend line for them to be able to pick up a trade. And now there is another technique. That means the trend line can help us to guide an uptrend or a downtrend. The trend line can also help us to trade an uptrend or a downtrend. But the trend line as well can help us to identify the end of a trend. So if a trend line breaks a trend line like this, it will then tell me that that trend that is going up is over, and probably there will be a new trend. And after a market has broken a trend line, traders often wait for what they call a break and retest. So you can break, it retests, and it identify a new trend. So a trend line has a lot of functions. Trend line can help you to identify a new trend. Trend line can help you to spot the finishing of an old trend. Trend line can help you to monitor the movement of a trend. And trend line can also help you to study the momentum of a trend. Like for example, I want you to pay keen attention where I'm going to put my mouse right now. Look here, pretty cool. You realize that when the market starts to bounce on the trend line, it pushed up a little bit far. The market bounces on the trend line and it pushed up a little bit higher. But there comes a time that the market bounces on the trend line, but does not push up as higher than the previous ones. It already showed that it is a decreased momentum where you find this. That means the market bounced on the trend line, but didn't really go up as the previous ones. It already is a sign to tell you that that trend line that was so strong, rejected price very high, doesn't have that strength again to reject the price so far up. And it's already a sign to you that the market can break the trend line. Guys, if you understand technical analysis, you will find trading to be fun. I'm serious. If you understand technical analysis, you will find trading to be so fun because you are going to utilize all what you have gained here and you combine them together, the knowledge of support and resistance and trend line, and everything will just be amazing to you. So we can also use the trend line, market movement on a trend line to understand the momentum of the market, to easily predict if the market is going to break on a trend line or not. This same trend line applies to every market, be it this Forex market, be it the crypto market, be it any market that you want to trade. These will apply to them. Now, I'm going to take you back through, I'm going to take you through a little program I'm going to take you through a chart on cryptocurrency. That is crypto, Binance Fiat. Let me go to Binance Fiat. Okay, Binance Fiat. On the Binance Fiat, I'm going to take case study to be Bitcoin. Okay, this is Bitcoin. And I'm going to show you in a little time how trend lines also work in every chart. Now, guys, I saw something very powerful yesterday, and I was about updating the class before I didn't, something came off my mind. On this chart on Bitcoin, I just want us to struggle to see if we can draw a trend line to analyze the market where it is. And I'll just show you something very, very clean and clear about Bitcoin. Let's start by identifying a point which is lower or higher than another point. So let's say that this is our point A, right? And this is our point B. If we put a horizontal line here you are going to realize that these 2 points are not at the same level. So support and resistance will not be the best technique to use in analyzing this chart. Reason why? Because point A is lower than point B, or we can still say that point B is lower than point A. And now, using support and resistance to analyze this market at this point will not be the best technique. I hope you guys are getting me. But now, if I come behind here, for example, look, if I come behind here, for example, and create a point like A plus, and then create another point like B plus, right? And then I create C plus, for example, you guys are going to realize that I can easily draw a support and resistance line to analyze this market behind here, because all these levels are almost at the same point. Like market goes up, comes and create B. So I can enter the market with C, basically using the technique of support and resistance, because the 2 points that I'm actually focusing my analysis are almost on the same horizontal level. So support and resistance will be best in that situation. Now, if I find a situation where the 2 points of deviation are not on the same horizontal line, they are either higher or lower than another point, then what comes to my mind is that I have to use the technique of support and resistance. So it is very clear that if you were trading, let me wipe this on my chart. Where's my pen? If I wipe this on my chart, if I wipe the writing on my chart, and if I put a trend line here, you can basically see that for Bitcoin yesterday, if you wanted to understand how the price of Bitcoin is moving, you could just put a trend line like that, and you will just learn one of the most powerful concepts that I just talked about. You see, we were able to spot out 2 points. People are going to say all sorts of things on social media. They will tell you how Bitcoin dropped because of this. But guys, look, this is point 1, right? We utilize point 2, right? Now, market breaks point 3, right? And I told you that when a market breaks a structure, listen to me attentively. I said, when the market breaks a structure, what happens? It will come back and retest the structure, and that can be probably the beginning of a new trend for Bitcoin. That means Bitcoin can probably be dropping. So, as an intelligent trader that you are, if you were trading on any cryptocurrency, understanding so well that Bitcoin is the mother cryptocurrency, guys, permit me share the link of this class with let's just give me 1 minute, please. Let me share the link of this class with some groups that actually needed orientation from me. I don't think I'll be able to create another meeting for them, since we are actually driving through together here. They could just come and listen to what we are doing, and at the end we can just do a little orientation for them. So I prefer that we just give me 1 minute, please. Let me share the link with them. Begin to look how powerful trendline is. And that's why I said during the graduation style that you have all what it takes for you to become a profitable trader, except you don't want to hear from Ryan. Okay, guys, thank you for your patient time. I think I'm here back. So I was just explaining with you guys yesterday in the office. I sat and I was looking at, whew, I missed, I missed making money on Bitcoin. That was the day that we had a seminar in Douala, and that same Friday, I didn't actually take a trade. I missed these opportunities. It was on Saturday that this market actually collapsed. I would have made money from this trade basically by buying back any cryptocurrency that was on a support zone, something like Matic. I look at Matic and it was actually a good pair to trade that day. But unfortunately, I wasn't in class. That means I wasn't on my computer because I was very busy of walking up and down with the seminar. And that same Friday, I even had an accident and I was even taken to the hospital as well. But thank God I'm getting better. So, but I didn't want to tell you guys that I had an accident because people will like feel panicking for nothing. So, but I'm fine. So what I want to show you is, for those that are just coming in, please, this class was for the community, for a senior, or I can say senior students, and most of you that just entered now from the Satoshi 2020 batch, a group, sorry, or the Satoshi 2020 program. If you are coming from that group, just basically know that just follow what we are saying. And at the end of this, we are going to talk a little bit to you. So this is basically a class for the senior students. So as I was saying, you're going to realize that this point, this third point was broken and the daily candlestick closed beneath the trend line. I hope you guys can see it. The daily candlestick closes beneath the trend line. And the simple scenario of break and retest occurs. Market goes up, break, and then it retests our trend line. And this is a beautiful sign that market is going to go down. It's simple as ABC. You understand? It simply means that Bitcoin is going to go down. But now, a lot of people were actually buying Bitcoin. You know, a lot of people they were buying Bitcoin. A lot of people were buying other cryptocurrency because remember I said something that if you are trading cryptocurrency, you need to give priority to Bitcoin. That means if the chart of Bitcoin is predicting a bearish market, you have to be careful. You don't just need to get in like that. And so if we want to check on other chart right now, you realize that the chart of Bitcoin simply respected the break and retest technique of a trend line, full stop. There is nothing else to say here. There is nothing else to say. Now, people are going to say all sorts of things on social media. And I keep telling you, look, my people, you have all what it takes to become a profitable trader. Listen to me. If you understand how your trend line works, how your support and resistance works, how price action works, then definitely you will not be a doom curve. Normally, yesterday, when the price of Bitcoin arrived, was going up, a lot of people were buying other cryptocurrency. Now you are holding a negative balance. That means the market is probably going against you. And looking at this chart, you see market approaches a resistance. And what type of candlestick pattern is formed? What I've been telling you every day, this is a shooting star. A shooting star means what? It means that the market is probably going to go down a bit. If like the Bitcoin price is not going to go down for a long term because it is not just about technicals, it's also about fundamentals. Because a fundamental something can occur right now and the price of Bitcoin begins to go up. But if there is no fundamentals, the technical will be respected. So while waiting for the fundamental, it is very, very important for you to respect the technical. So you see, that's it. Bitcoin is going down, simple. And it is because of what? A break and retest of the trend line and also the formation of a shooting star. You can just write this on your Facebook wall. Just do a simple analysis like that and drop it, write about it. Anybody that is a good trader that understands trading, where that person read just what you did, Very simple as that. The person will look and say, wow, this guy knows what he's talking about. But if you want to be copying what others are saying about this, that I understand there is a lot involved in technical analysis, but you need to have that you need to have you need to know what you are expected to do nearly all the time. So, and then I will still use a scenario where basically you will see I will still use a scenario where you can see how support and resistance actually came into play. And as I explained to you, if I draw a horizontal support and resistance zone at this structure, you're gonna realize that if I draw a horizontal support and resistance zones, because support and resistance are not line, they are zones. So you realize that because this zone was horizontal, it means that what? The price of Bitcoin came and bounced here because there was a support. So if I was looking at the chart on Saturday, I would have taken a buy position on some certain cryptocurrency. Immediately the market hit it on this point. So let's just look at other charts like Matic. Let's just look at other cryptocurrencies, and you see that as the price of Bitcoin is going down, they too are facing a negative price movement. They'll be facing, let me just take, for example, Matic. Matic, that have been very active. If you are here from the Satoshi 2020 group, just know that this is a senior class, and we just invited you into this class to probably see what we are doing. So you may not understand certain things that we are saying, but probably by the end of this class, I'm going to explain to you a little bit more better. And I'm going to give you a head up of what we're going to be doing in the days ahead during the Satoshi 2020 program from the 10th to the 15th of this month. So if you are from that group, just feel relaxed, don't be confused. Just listen to us. We are trying to do some technical analysis on some pairs, and you are going to be taught on how to do that as well. This is just to expose you and the different things that we are going to be doing too. So this is Matic. Matic is one of those cryptocurrency that did pretty well after the Friday boom, but and you see that the price movement of Bitcoin is actually affecting it. See, as Bitcoin is trying to drop, he himself is dropping. You see, he's dropping. So if you wanted to trade yesterday and find yourself buying Matic at this tip, then you are not serious. And if you wanted to buy Matic, for example, you would have bought Matic on Saturday because of support and resistance. This is a support and resistance zone. So if we were buying Matic on Saturday, it would have been because of the technique of support and resistance, and also another very most important technique, which is called the W shape. The W shape. And this is a W shape. So if you have bought Matic on Saturday, you would have made at least 30% of your investment within Saturday, and now you have made 30% of your investment. And the technique that was supposed to use to enter the Matic chart was just the double bottom technique and also the support resistance technique. It's simple as that. So if market was actually basically dropping, like what we are seeing now, the price of Bitcoin is dropping and the entire market is right. You see, if you have bought Matic yesterday because you saw Matic going up, you just buy it because you saw it that is green, you would have been facing some depression right now, because if you have put $100 and go and check back, you may be seeing that you have been $96, for example. The value of your crypto that you bought will be decreasing because you do not understand when exactly to enter the market. So all what we have been learning, we need to combine them together, be it the technique of support resistance, be it any technique that we have been learning so far. We need to combine those things together so that we can make a good trading decision. So before I'll go ahead to combine technical, because when are we doing, like, if you guys can help me go on your chart and draw support and resistance lines, then I think that in the subsequent class, which is tomorrow, I'm going to do a lot more of technical work. That means I'm going to bring technical analysis in such a way that you understand very fast. So I'll be combining support resistance. I'll be combining supply demands. I'll be combining diagonal and horizontals. I'll be combining other techniques like price action techniques. I'll combine them to really teach you again how you can do a better analysis and you stand out when you are doing your technical analysis and pretty much different. So what you guys are going to really understand is a better way to enter the market. And so I always like to set up foundations. We have set up the first foundations on the horizontal demand supply. We have set up another foundation on diagonal. And tomorrow I'm going to be looking at combining the two and also taking into consideration price action, right? Price action. There's a lot of things that if we combine together, we can become successful traders. I will not again, because that's what I said. You don't expect me to be the one again analyzing chart and sending in the group. No, I will not do this again and again and again. If you are serious, like what I saw on Bitcoin yesterday, I saw it and I sat quiet. I want to see people in the community. I want to see traders be able to bring up other traders. I want to see people reacting. And I told you people that over 70% of the wealth forex and crypto community are trading forex. And most of those that are pretty much profitable don't even comment in the group. That is what it pains me, because immediately people start to make money, they shift away from the community. Yesterday, in Bell Forest and crypto community, we had 145 active trading accounts on the brokerage. We have 145 active trading accounts. That means they were trading actively yesterday. I saw it. But none of them could come and say, okay, this is the trade I've taken. Everybody stays on his own, quietly, and does his things. And that's why I'm encouraging you guys. We need to build a community of active traders. People are trading and making money. But now a lot of people will find the time to come and send their chat in the group. So if you can even see somebody that can send his or her chat in the group, you really thank that person. And what's be to it? Somebody that will sacrifice his sleep at 5 a.m. to come and be teaching you, like to come and be explaining these things to you, because the knowledge you are gaining here is worth. The knowledge of trading is worth. They are giving you worth without you knowing. In 1 to 2 years from now, if you keep practicing this thing I'm telling you, you will find yourself making money and you will not even feel comfortable come and be discussing in the community, because you feel like you don't even have the time. You are only focused in making money. But if I myself am only focused in making money and I'm not focused in actually trying to bring you up, you will get in a stage whereby the training we will not have somebody to pass on to our younger ones what we have learned. So I think that we should pass on to them and we should just keep that community interaction. So for those that came from the Satoshi 2020 group, you are all welcome to Bell Forest and Crypto Community once more. The Satoshi 2020 into Satoshi and Metaverse program is a program starting on the 10th of this month. And this program is going to help you, as I keep saying, is going to help you take your way into cryptocurrency, metaverse, and blockchain technology. We are going to guide you on how you can basically invest and get in safely in cryptocurrency and metaverse in 2022. We are going to set up an environment for you where you can better assimilate knowledge, understand, and be able to generate profit. You can easily identify scams and also you can help or guide other people to avoid scam opportunities. So we are going to be bringing you a massive program starting from the 10th, and we are putting everything ready for that program. So I knew many of you were waiting for me to give a record of the class, to record a class, and or to show you how to utilize certain platforms like Meta for traders and many more. In the afternoon class that is at 4 p.m., I'll be showing you how to utilize your MT4 application very, very well. So I'll show you how to utilize some trading apps, be it TradingView, KuCoin, Trust Wallet, and many more. So in this class, we basically, I can say it's over, but at least we have invited you to feel like, to feel in, like, to feel among other traders. And I believe that you are very much comfortable coming to this particular session, and you have met other traders as well, and you see how tight the room is. We were just about 58 of us in this room. There are days that we go above 100. So we just want to encourage you to seize any slightest opportunity you get to learn. As for the old students, or for the old members of the community, I'll keep saying, guys, you have all what it takes to become a profitable trader. Nothing can stop you. And say to yourself, time again, and again, that nothing can stop you. Because I believe that you have all what it takes to become a profitable trader. If truly, when I started trading back in the years 2017, if I really had somebody to guide me, somebody to mentor me, somebody to teach me the real things like I am teaching you today, I would have been very far. I don't think that I don't know where I would have been today, but I would have been very far. But I had nobody to take me on a Zoom call and tell me the truth. I have nobody to take me on a Zoom call and tell me that this is it. Most people I met would take me on a Zoom call to fool me, to tell me about an indicator, to tell me about a strategy, to fool me and take my money, to tell me about a software. When I will meet a new mentor, he will tell me I have this strategy. I combine support resistance. He will say I combine moving averages. I combine Inshimoku. I combine this. I have a set of strategy that will work. I will say, how much is it? They will tell me $200. I will pay. They will take me on a Zoom call and show me how to use a particular indicator. I bought how to use Ishimoku for $200 out of ignorance, a free indicator on TradingView that I could just search on Google. I lose a lot of money in the process of learning Forex and crypto. I lose a lot of money because people were fooling me because I was ignorant, I didn't know. And that's what retarded me, because I keep telling you people, 80% of the internet is fake. 80% of the internet is fake. 80% of the internet is fake. Many people you meet online are going to be fake people. Many people you see posting things on Facebook about trading, they are posting about support, they are posting things about trading are fake. They are just there for you to follow them and they take your money. Many people online are fake, selling fake indicators, fake strategies, fake everything. I just want to tell you guys again and again, if you like what I teach you here, go and search for another mentor. If you wish, go and search this, go and learn. I encourage you to do your research. But there is nothing so special that will teach you that will be far away from the original concept of what I've taught you. And that's why I keep saying that stay focused, because you have all what it takes to become a profitable trader. So how many people could use their chart for the old students to understand that Bitcoin did a break and retest yesterday, and probably the entire crypto market is going to have a retracement? Nobody did, but it was on your chart, but nobody did. It's what you have learned, but you could not practice it. Why? Why? So guys, you have all what it takes for you to become a profitable trader. So as for the new people that are coming into the community, for the new people that want to follow the 2020 into Satoshi program, I believe so. Some of you are thinking so wise. Some of you come and say that this probably could be a scam. Some of you, when you see about it on Minimifo, you would say that this is a scam. You can learn this on YouTube. That. If you are coming new and you think that you are coming to come and observe what Bell Forex and crypto community is doing, or you want to observe what we are saying here, you are just wasting your time, because you'll find no fault in what we do, and we will never take someone's money for free. We will never take your money and go away with your money 100 years. Because I always say, I told people during the graduation ceremony that I did not go into trading because I needed money. No, I had money before I went into trading. Yes, when I told you I lose my first account $2,000, if I could afford 1 million francs to put in my first Forex account, it means I had money. And all the other accounts I blew, I took the money from somewhere. So I didn't come into trading because I was poor, I was shattered, or because I wanted to make money from teaching Forex. No, I always tell this story. It's been 4 years I've been doing this. I've been coaching, I've been mentoring, I've been teaching people. It's been 4 years. And when I started as a trader. I blew my first account $2,000. I learned Forex for 3 days on IML Academy. I learned for 3 days, watching videos online, not even a Zoom call, not even somebody talking to me like this. That means I just went. After the 3 days, I did not even know how to use MT4. I went to Yaoundé and they taught me. I gave 10,000. I came back, and that's how I did not know actually what to do, and I blew my first account. I put $500. I blew my second one. My mentor was not interested in teaching me. He was interested in me bringing people to him. That's all. He was interested in me bringing more people to that network marketing academy, and not teaching me Forex. And they were encouraging me to become a network marketer. And I said, actually, this is not what I want to become. I want to become a Forex trader. And I walked away on my own, paid different mentors. That's how people keep fooling me. They fooled me until I learned my lesson, and I knew all what I knew today. So that is why I keep telling you people that there are a lot of people out there, when they will finish their Forex course, immediately they finish this Forex course, they will create an academy. They will create a Forex school. They will create a crypto school. That one is very normal. You see it all every day. They don't create a Forex school because they want to teach Forex, because they understand Forex or they have experience in Forex, right? They will create a Forex or a crypto school because they want to make money. Simple. They want you to come and pay a fee so that they can generate capital to start trading. That's all. And when I started teaching crypto and Forex, it was because after all my trouble, I began making profit. And I made profit consistently for a period of 3 months. And I then called on other people that way. I was learning with them. And I told them, oh, you people have abandoned this thing, but today I'm able to make money from it. People should come, let me show you how I am doing to make money from it. And that's how people began coming. And I started showing them how they could trade Forex. And that's how the foundation of this academy came about. So stay focused. If we have even 30 minutes of class, anything I say, take it seriously, because what I'm telling you is what it is. I will tell you the truth and not the truth. There is no trading secret somewhere. There is no trading secret somewhere. It's just to understand the fundamentals, understand the techniques, and practice it. With experience, everything gonna work for you. If you start driving a car today, you don't expect to drive the car very well. You see a driver that has been driving for 2 years will drive better than a driver that has been driving for 2 weeks. A driver that has been driving for 1 year will drive better than a driver that is driving for 1 month. It's clean and clear, because the driver that is driving already with a 1 year experience have some experience in the domain. So when you come in for the first time in the crypto and Forex, don't expect to be smart like Ronnie. Don't expect to be smart like your senior students, because you need to get experience. And that's what you need, okay? That's what you need. Okay, Gerard actually posted a chart on that Bitcoin showing a clear trend line. So I'm proud that some of my students, some of my replications did show the chart on Bitcoin, and they show it because it's what they have learned. If Gerard could identify that trend line on Sunday, I posted in the group. You just see that some people are practicing what they were taught, and exactly it plays out. And that's the things that we need to know. That's what you need to know. So guys, is pretty is good. I'm happy that Gerard did realize that trend line. So guys, that is it. Keep walking. As for those that have learned about the trend lines today, go back and practice it. It's very important. Let me just view it again, Gerard. Let's just go back on it, on that Bitcoin chart, and let's just do some more breakdown on Bitcoin. You see how powerful the trend line is. Very powerful. This trend line was in a daily chart, and it plays out like magic. You get a beautiful break retest, and the price of Bitcoin is now going down. But now, if I want to analyze Bitcoin as a whole, I will take into consideration so many things. And I can see another trend line because normally I don't know what I had for the new batch. For those that are coming new, I don't have to show you some certain things because you have not yet paid your clearance fee yet. You people have not yet paid now. You people are just benefiting your knowledge in Joe. When he's talking, you people are benefiting Joe. Gerard, I don't know if you saw this. I don't know if you saw this. Who saw this other trend line? Who saw it? Why have been able to spot out this other trend line that I just drew? Because it's valid. It's valid. It's valid because we have this and we have this. We just had a break and the market is retesting the structure. So technical analysis is pretty much complex. That means if I am actually sitting to analyze this chart, I will not just draw a support and resistance line and finish. I will draw maybe different techniques. And I can see that market is being caught between a support and a resistance line. And it brings to me a technique. And this is how I can spot out that Bitcoin is going to move a little bit sideward for a while. So what I can have here is price bouncing here, coming here like this. Either it's going to bounce, continue it upside, or Bitcoin can bounce and break. So if Bitcoin bounce break on the red direction, market is going to go up. If Bitcoin breaks to the up direction, market is going to go up. So simple as ABC. So I did not just utilize a trend line, but I used a combination of trend lines. So that's why I said we are going to combine knowledge from tomorrow, and we are going to do beautiful and sparkling technical analysis. Oh, guys, I wish you all the best. From those in the 2020 in Satoshi and Metaverse group, we have a short class at 4:30 p.m. and I want to teach you how to use the different interface. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day, guys. It was a great pleasure having you all here this morning. Bye-bye. Gerard, I hope you see that. Prince, I hope you see what I just did. You know, I had to combine two elements together. And it's very important, this element, because look, when Bitcoin actually was forming this structure, you know, let's look at this from a behind perspective. Let me show you something that I noticed along. We had this structure like, you know, it was like a triangle, you know, I don't know if you can see this. It was like a triangle that Bitcoin was trying to form here. You see, it was like a triangle that Bitcoin was trying to form. You see, price hit down on this lower bar, push up on this other one, then pushes down back. It's a triangle. But unfortunately, Bitcoin breaks that triangle to the upside. And after breaking the triangle to the upside, what do I expect? What do I expect, traders? We expect a break and retest of the triangle, which it occurred on Saturday. Full stop. What do you need again? We expected a break and retest of that triangle, which occurred when? On Saturday. So what we have been waiting for just validated our technical. And from here, Bitcoin can be moving to $100,000. I mean, from here, Bitcoin can be moving to $70,000. And it's simple, due to what? Triangle break and retest. A simple strategy you have been taught. Maybe you guys are not seeing the triangle very well. Let me show you again. Let me show you again. Gerard, I hope you're seeing this. And these are the simple things that we have been taught. But people will never put it in practice. People don't do analysis. People don't trade. People don't really do analysis. People don't do analysis, which is very bad. That's it. It's a triangle. And the market breaks above the triangle. It breaks above the triangle. A sign that market is going to go up. It goes up, comes and retests on the triangle. And now, a lot of people started buying Bitcoin that day here. Now, we don't just trade as blind people, because we understand that we have long-term movement. On the long-term movement, based on the triangle technique, Bitcoin is going to go far up, yes. But based on other techniques, Bitcoin is going to have some retracement, some zigzag patterns. And that's why we utilize other elements and other techniques within our analysis to find out how far a particular movement at a particular area can go. You understand? So a lot is involved. A lot is involved. And by tomorrow, we are going to continue with that. Okay. Head and shoulder, head and shoulder, head and shoulder is head and shoulder. When I look at the head and shoulder, I'll take a keen look at that on the different time frames. Okay, guys, have a wonderful day. We had a lot of people in class today. Let me just check. Abot is in class. Karin, Awa, Kalito is in class. Terence, Divine, Williams, Mufu, Dion, Ferdinand, Jerry, Josser, Kelvin, Leslie, Mama Christabel is in class. Brandon, Lucas, Asa is in class. Gerard Prince, Richard Rex, Sixtus, Robert. Uncle Ben is always there. Victor, Ben, Basirus, and Terence Su. Okay, guys, have a wonderful day. If you want to talk to me, just come to my inbox. Bye-bye.